75 Yards, the show for average sports fans by average sports fans, taking the conversations from the bar to your speakers. Let's raise a glass. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro.
What's going on, Ryan?
Not much. So I didn't look at you that time, and I think it helped you collect yourself. After that little quick stumble at the beginning, I was like, "Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Don't make." It's like you're an audience, man. Like I get tongue tied and twisted up whenever I'm speaking. It's because you're just staring at me through my soul.
These stunning good looks.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on, buddy? How's the week going?
It's good, man. Busy but good. Finally gonna go get my haircut tomorrow, which is much needed. So Quarantine cuts? Kind of. I mean, I've just kind of let the top grow. Mm-hmm. You know, I was going to do a little top bun situation, man bun situation.
I like it.
I don't know that I can really pull that off anyways.
I think you could.
Just been doing the sides. Those are the most annoying parts once those get outgrown.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to get the official trim up.
Get it shaved up.
Get back to my professional look.
I've been watching Peaky Blinders, and I kind of got the...
We started rewatching that again, too.
I kind of am copying every haircut from everybody in that show.
Dude, for me, I always, anytime I watch that show, because this is the third time we've watched it through. Mm-hmm. And anytime I watch it, I watch it and I'm like, man, I need a glass of whiskey. Or I need a glass of gin, or like I need to have that suit. Like for me, it's the suits more so than the haircuts and stuff, just the look. Yeah. But man, I don't know. And I have to drink during it. Have to
drink and have to, like, it's just like, so I'm only on episode 4. I don't even really know all the characters' names.
Okay. So you haven't watched it before?
No, never seen it. Okay. It's everybody told me, oh, you'll love it. Like this is you totally. And I was like, oh, really? And I watched the first episode and they go through his trap door and it's like an entire sports betting, horse racing. I was like, oh yeah, I see now. Everybody says I love it.
Right up your alley.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good so far. I will get back to you. So yeah, whenever I got my haircut today, funny you said that. And I was just kind of like, let's get this started.
Give me the author.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then he knew exactly what I was talking about too. I was just like, he was like, oh, yeah. He said, oh,
you're not the first person to walk in there and ask for that.
That haircut. He was just like, oh, he was like, have you ever noticed everybody on that show has the same haircut, but just variations of it? I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what are you sipping on, buddy?
I've got me a Redwood Empire rye whiskey. This is one of my favorite rye whiskeys, actually. Decent, price point. Decent proof. It's 45 proof or 45%, so 90 proof.
Oh, wow.
And it's just good. It's very smooth especially for a rye whiskey, but I don't know. It's kind of my celebratory, whenever I'm feeling like I need a good drink, that's what I'll go for.
Whenever you're feeling like you need to sit down and watch Peaky Blinders, it's one of those that you would reach for.
Although I feel like I need an Irish whiskey when I watch it, but it's all the same.
Right. It works there. Yeah. Drinking, I actually have one Michelob Ultra in my fridge. And so
the Michelob, bro.
Dude, as much as I hated on it in our first couple podcasts, it's always, people bring it over and it's just always in my fridge. So, I mean, I guess I'll make do with a midweek brew.
Dude, I'm surprised they even bring it to you anymore.
For as much as I shit on it, I'm shocked. I've had friends basically tell me that if I ever come over to their house, nah, we're not offering you beer anymore.
You got to bring something, right?
Yeah, I've ruined some potential friendships over Michelob and the love for it. So
yeah, I understand drinking Michelob, I get it, but
right,
it just is surprising to me that people actually like Michelob.
It's their go-to anytime they drink. And if you notice, they will exclusively just drink Michelob. Doesn't matter what the occasion. It's like, oh yeah, we're drinking Michelob and that's it. So I don't understand it. Yeah. I don't get it. So, well, buddy, It's wham time. Wham-a-lamma ding dong.
Wham. I wish my box worked here so that I could just press the buttons in real time instead of like editing them in later. Because then we could just like and just like do them all like back to back or something, you know. But it doesn't work through, and you wouldn't be able to hear it at least.
Oh crap!
Wham
30.
But it is wham-a-lamma time.
Wham-a-lamma ding dong.
Wham-a-lamma ding dong. Wham bam. Thank you.
You man.
Fam. It's in there. Trust me. I've got a clip. Don't you worry. So this is the portion of our show where we talk about what actually matters from the headlines from the last week.
Whammy!
NCAA football news. Texas A&M, Chayton's beloved Texas A&M, gets a signature win against number 4 Florida, 41-38. Ridiculously high scoring games right now in the SEC. We'll get to more of them later. Wham. North Carolina holds off Virginia Tech for a 58-45 win in what was the most surprising ranked game of the weekend.
Whammy! For sure.
Oklahoma ekes out a 4 overtime win against Texas.
Nyestrodamus.
Also screwing Ryan out of his little win against Chayton because, you know, lo and behold, what wins the game in the 4th overtime? A fucking interception. Because just fittingly enough, defense wins the fucking game.
Does somebody need a ambulance?
In the Big 12 of all conferences.
Mizzou beats LSU for their second loss of the season, mind you. The reigning champs are now 1-2 to start the year.
Oh, sorry about that. Whammy.
Baton Rouge is still on fire.
Oh, 100%. Georgia pulls away from UT in the second half, as everybody expected they would.
Wham bam hotline.
Auburn loses to Arkansas. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Arkansas lost to Auburn because of a questionable call on a spike / fumble / we'll get to more of that later. Little teaser into some topics here, but
wham.
Questionable call for the game-winning field goal for Auburn to win 30-28.
Somebody call the ambulance.
Clemson dominated the U, winning 42-17 and allowing 210 total yards along the way.
Whammy!
Pretty good defense from Clemson there. Alabama gave up 647 yards of offense.
Is this
Lane
real?
Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels.
Get you a Lamburger, some French fries.
Narrowly escaping with a 63-48 win thanks to a late touchdown run by Najee Harris, who had himself a fucking game. Mm-hmm. This man had 248 total yards, 206 rushing with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 rushing touchdowns. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game.
What was Booker T? 5 time.
Vandy and Mizzou becomes the first SEC game postponed because of COVID, while at the same time, Dan Mullen at the University of Florida is demanding a full stadium.
Wham bam, thank you, fam.
Oklahoma State at Baylor postponed this weekend as well. Headlining games, therefore, for the weekend have now included LSU at Florida, which is not looking like much of a headline game anymore, and Georgia at Alabama. Preview of what I'm predicting is going to be the SEC championship game.
Oh, sorry about that. Whammy.
And as always, we are now 10 days till OSU begins its national championship title run. Wham. NFL news. Buffalo versus Tennessee going on right now because it got moved thanks to Tennessee's rampant COVID testing.
They're up 28-10. They just scored. Let's
Perfect.
go Titans.
It looks good for you, baby. Josh Allen, no more points in fantasy.
Wham bam, thank you, fam.
Get daddy this win.
Daddy, the
Denver
dub.
and the Patriots have been moved to next week. So both teams given a bye this week to accommodate.
Whammy.
Michael Thomas was held out of Monday Night Football for punching a teammate in practice.
Whammy.
Whole lot of shit going on down in New Orleans right now and Louisiana in general. Just a lot of not good stuff. Raiders upset the Chiefs 40-32 at Arrowhead, mind you.
Get you a Wham burger, some French fries.
Shocking development there. The Jets are still terrible, have yet to cover the spread this season, and lost to the Cardinals 30-10.
I like that caveat. That's good. You have to cover it once.
You got it, yeah. At least once. Come on. Texans beat the Jags 30-14 in the first game in the post-Bill O'Brien era.
Whammy!
Browns dropped 30 for the fourth game in a row. En route to a 32-23 win against the Colts. Looking pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, sorry about that. Whammy!
Cowboys beat the Giants 37-34 in the most underwhelming game of the season. But more importantly, they lost Dak Prescott.
Bad.
On a horrifying injury to watch.
Yeah.
If you watched it live. But prayers over you to Dak. Speedy recovery. Go get that money when you come back. And the Seahawks fight back in the fourth. Yes, Chayton, they fought back in the fourth. Russell Wilson had a fourth quarter game-winning drive, again, to add to his resume. Oh,
just another Sunday in the books for my guy.
To beat the Vikings. It was the Vikings, okay? Let's just calm down. 27-26.
Best quarterback in the NFL.
Wham bam hotline.
In the NBA, there was some pretty big stuff that happened over the weekend. Friday, the Heat were able to grind out a very close win, beating the Lakers 111-108 and pushing the series to 3-2 before the inevitable Game 6, purely dominant performance by the Lakers, particularly LeBron, LeHove.
More to come later on that.
Absolutely dominated, winning 106-93, and really it wasn't even that close, to be completely honest. Giving LeBron his fourth ring with 3 different teams, mind you, making Rajon Rondo the second person ever to win a title with the Celtics and the Lakers, and making good on the promise that Dwight Howard would bring a title to LA. Major League Baseball, Rays and the Astros began the ALCS Sunday, played 2 games in 2 nights, both resulting in Rays victories. Tampa Bay leads 2-0 with Game 3, beginning later tonight. And I believe Game 2 is going on in the NLCS, right?
Yes, Braves were up 6-0 last I checked.
Whammy!
Braves also beat the Dodgers on Monday. So Braves leading 1-0 in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're going to go up 2-0 as well.
Yep.
Could be a little preview of what's to come here in the World Series that will start then.
The World Series, yeah, it's the World Series, right?
Then,
big news
and
too.
then lastly,
I was going to say big news. Clayton Kershaw got scratched like 2 hours before tonight.
Really?
Not really sure what happened. No one really knows. It's kind of weird.
Well, he doesn't do too well in the playoffs anyway, so that's probably
he does.
Anyways.
Oh, sorry about that. Whammy!
And lastly, noteworthy news from some other sports around the world. UFC. If you weren't paying attention, Joaquin Buckley, 1 foot held up by his opponent, Impa Kasangani. Don't know how to say that. Probably butchered it.
Better than what I would have done.
It doesn't matter because he got kicked in the fucking face.
Dude.
Roundhoused to the face.
I have seen, I can't tell you how many like Facebook clips of it and like on TikTok, on Instagram. And I've been watching the UFC very, very avidly for about a decade now. I've seen some insane knockouts. I've never seen anything like that. He ended that man's life. He snatched his soul from him and just with a heel to the mouth. And it was also even better because of the walk off. Like he kicked it, didn't even have to like punch him down. And it was like delayed. It was like he got hit and then it was just.
You see, if you watch it in slow motion too, like you see him track the other foot to his face, and there's just nothing he can do about it.
It's just
like
I'm about to get kicked right in the mouth.
Boom. And he just goes cold. Just fucking dead fish on the ground. Knocked the fuck out.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Wham!
So, wham, bam, thank you, fam.
Dang, Ryan, that was I love it. You get the rundown completely. So, walking back through, I got 3 things from Wham that has to be expounded on. Number 1, what is going on with LSU? I mean, my God, that's like pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
I get it. They lost a ton. I mean, they have 5 returning starters,
right?
And you lose Joe Brady, who, maybe he wasn't the missing piece to the puzzle, but he definitely had a very strong impact on Joe Burrow's development from year 1 to year 2 at LSU.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you don't go from what he did at year 1 to what he did at year 2 with the same staff, except for one person, and not point to maybe that person as being the person that was what caused it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he had the best season of a college football quarterback ever.
All time, for sure.
Like, how? Joe Brady was pretty good. So you lost a lot, but if you're going to sit here and say that you're back and you're with on the same level as teams like Alabama and Clemson and Ohio State and even Oklahoma, for the most part, then you have to be able to reload, and losing players can't be your excuse.
Yeah, I understand 100% that they had, what was it, 8 picks in the first 3 rounds taken off this team. I mean, it's insane. The talent's insane. But for you to, they're not an all-time program. They had an all-time team. There's a big difference, because you obviously don't have people that could slide in. I'm not even expecting them to go back to the CFP. I'm expecting you to beat Missouri.
Mississippi State.
Actually,
not even that. I'm expecting you not to give up 600 fucking yards of offense.
It was insane.
500 yards of offense. Like, get out of here. Mississippi State has had, one touchdown?
Yeah.
That quarterback has had 1 touchdown to, 7 interceptions since playing LSU.
Yeah.
Like, he's not good.
No, not at all. Tennessee slapped Missouri just a week before. I don't want to hear this shit of, LSU, it's the SEC, et cetera, et cetera. There are plenty of bad teams in the SEC too.
Yep. And your one team that you beat was Vandy.
Yeah.
Literally the worst team in the conference.
That's who they beat. Have fun this weekend against a pissed off Florida team. That's...
I mean, that being said, though, Florida's defense is terrible, too.
It didn't look great. No, I would agree. And I literally take a dump all over Texas A&M's program, and then they come out with an excellent performance. Right. But I totally understand what they're saying. If that, I want the swamp full. Did you see how many people were at that game? That's so unfair. 60,000 people at least. How is that fair? I mean, it's Texas, so they just do what they want. But
yeah, but to me, it's like, I don't know. It's less about fair. Like, I don't really give a shit about that. But at the same time, like, it's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like, there needs to be some consistency. Like, you look at why the NCAA tried to go to Congress for the NIL stuff, right? Name, image, likeness. They did that because they didn't want, varying situations across universities because of different state regulations. So you go to Congress to try and get something passed federally to bypass that, right? Well, you're essentially doing the same thing with this. You're just allowing schools to decide based on what their state is saying they can do. And it just leads to inconsistencies. And so then it becomes harder to determine if, I guess how good a team is if they go on the road somewhere with no fans versus if they go on the road somewhere with fans.
Exactly. There's a huge difference, and that's a very good distinction to make. It's going to be interesting to see how the season goes with more and more fans and more people being allowed to be in the stadium. So yeah, LSU, that was really eye-opening there. The second thing, and we'll get to in my take as far as the NBA and the resolution of the finals. The third thing I have to talk about, dude, did you see the Cougar attack that dude on Facebook? Have you seen this video?
No.
It is insane. This guy is going for a jog out in Provo, Utah, and there is a cougar. Apparently, we didn't see the first part of the video, but the guy apparently got too close to this cougar and her babies. And for 7 minutes, he's live streaming on his phone, this cougar stalking him, bro. Just walking him down and acting like it's going to pounce the entire time. It is heart. You feel like you're there. It's insane. I figured you'd seen it. It's went viral. I will have to send this to you. And you'll have to check this out. Nuts. What actually matters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what
I was gonna
actually
say,
matters.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that ties into anything that I talked about.
So it does. So that was the one topic I was going to add on what actually matters.
That is
Animal
a good
Thunderdome.
what actually matters, though.
Yes.
I mean, realistically, like, okay, is man top of the food chain? Yeah, probably. I mean, we have thumbs.
We have thumbs, yes.
But man, you get caught with a fucking cougar,
Yes.
bear, like a shark. Like, there's a lot of fucking animals out there that will destroy you.
That will take your soul. Here's my question. This is what we got into, and this brings up a really quick topic. We were having this argument and discussion at the barbershop. What's the biggest animal that you could take with your bare hands? I said, no doubt, 100% a mean rooster. I could take a rooster if the rooster was pissed
so you
off.
could fight a cock.
I could. Yes. I was like trying not to like say that. Yes, I could wrangle a cock very well. So
No.
I could take
Jayden,
it out.
I always knew this day would come.
when it came out.
I think we all knew this day would come.
But yeah, I could take a pissed off rooster. We started talking about dogs and like you could take a little dog. Could you take a pissed off golden retriever? That was another one that we said. Like golden, it's pissed. It's
you
coming
taking
at
on
you.
like a Doberman, dude.
Oh no way. I mean, like there's no way. We were and like so that's why I said I could comfortably take a big large rooster. The guy at the barbershop said, "Oh, I would whip a trout's ass," and I started dying. I was like, "Oh, that's
man.
good."
Dude, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I've never thought about it. You know, like
Yeah.
I've never sat down and was like, "What's the largest animal that I could fight?"
Fight and win.
Yeah, fight and win. Guess that's a good distinction.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, it would probably almost have to be like a bird of some sort.
Right.
You know, like I agree with you on that. But I don't know, maybe like a small cat, like you know, that not like a house cat, but like a wild cat, you know, like a small wild cat.
Like what?
That's like I mean, it would have to be really fucking small, but,
like a baby bobcat, bobcat or
a
something.
A baby bobcat with the mom not around
With the mom
whatsoever.
to take
100%,
right.
100%.
That'd be very interesting to see. So we were going back and forth, and we'll come up with a better answer next week on Animal Thunderdome. We'll actually research some stuff. I like this topic at the end of Wham, just to kind of give a brief synopsis. But that'll be our homework: figure out and research an animal we could comfortably take.
That might be our topics for next week.
That may it's very very thought
Not
provoking.
sports related, but it might be one of the topics at least. We'll debate that a little bit
for sure.
But we'll take a break. We will be back shortly with Booty's topic of the week. So stay tuned.
Welcome back now to the Booty Ooty Ooty segment right here. So for those of you keeping at home,
Booty Ooty
my
Ooty.
Topics of the week have been Russell Wilson, best quarterback in the NBA, in the NFL, in whatever sport you play.
That was fantastic.
Andy Reid, best coach in the NFL. And we're going to switch things up a little bit this week. NBA Finals. Lakers win 6 games. LeBron, 3 titles. 3 teams, 4 titles. Don't even care. Don't care at all. 4 and 18 in finals appearances. You know, he's won 4. I mean, by law of attrition, I guess that would happen. This season, this year, I think I speak for everybody, this has been fucking absurd. And this is my topic of the week. This title has an asterisk, 100%. The NBA bubble, this is a fraud championship. It doesn't count. LeBron has 3 titles. It will be written down in history that there's 3 rings that LeBron has. Here's why. 3 main reasons why this title doesn't count. We're going to start off. NBA scoring in the bubble, record highs, over unders. If you blindly bet the over in the NBA bubble games, it was hitting at a 57.5% mark. Ryan, I don't know if you know much about that. If we could hit 57.5% of our bets, you and I right now need to be going to Vegas and retiring because we found our new career path. It's absurd.
I'm doing pretty good, bro.
And we'll get to that, Rystrodamus. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. So the lines makers couldn't set these over unders high enough. Scoring in the bubble through the roof. Part of that, and a large part of that, was three main factors. One, fouls were up in the NBA bubble. Actually, 4.5 extra fouls per game. Obviously, that contributes to teams being in the bonus more often, and then thus free throws, high percentage shots, points, etc. The other thing that's the big determining factor in all this is that they're playing on the exact same floor and practicing on the exact same floor. So any shooter will tell you that, depth perception, shot selection, everything. I mean, they're letting it fly because they're really comfortable in getting in rhythms there. So players that typically weren't shooting at they're having career bests in the bubble because of these factors that are leading into it. And then the third thing, and I mean, I don't know how people aren't talking more and more about this. Home court advantage meant nothing. Nobody had to go on the road into a hostile environment. I don't think the Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks if they've got to go to Milwaukee against the best defensive team in the NBA and play them 4 games. They're not winning those games. And if Milwaukee plays the Lakers, they match up really well against the Lakers. So all in all, throughout the bubble, throughout the craziness, Anthony Davis and LeBron played really, really well in the finals. This NBA championship does not count. So LeBron's got 3 titles with 2 teams. It's impressive. It's going to be really, next year, whenever it actually matters, we'll see if they go on this minimum 3-peat that Rystrodamus has been predicting now for the better part of a month. But this NBA finals does not count. I mean, congratulations. It took you 6 games to beat a Heat team without Bam for the first part of the series and without Goran Dragic. You beat Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, who's better known for memes on the internet. Ooh, that's really good. Duncan Robinson looks like Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. Like, it's, these are the people. These are the people that you beat.
He fucking does. Holy shit.
He
really does. I knew I recognized him from somewhere.
These are the guys that you beat. You took Anthony Davis and you took Rondo, who Rondo acted like it's 2008 out here, and with his play this finals. It doesn't count. This finals doesn't count. LeBron James. It's 3 titles. That's all I got to say.
So before I get into my rebuttals here, what about that picture of Rondo with his son?
With the bottle.
Dude, that's the hardest picture.
It's so awesome.
That's so good.
How old is that kid? I've got to look that up.
Know.
I'm looking it up now while you're making your points.
But let me first ask you this. Was it different for other teams?
Yes.
How so?
I thought you meant were the bubble circumstances, was it different for them too?
Was it different? Was
they were all in the same
playing field, not equal?
No, they were all in the same environment, but I think that affects different teams differently. You think it's advantageous for the Lakers for sure.
You think? Okay. It's advantageous for the best team, then, is what you're saying.
It's advantageous for a team that doesn't have good perimeter shooting to play in an environment that is conducive for higher scoring and better perimeter shooting. Yes.
So, did the Rockets not have good perimeter shooting?
Well, there are many other issues with the Rockets that
okay.
How about the fact that they're all 6'4" and the Lakers have 6, 7 footers?
That wasn't my question. My question
they
was,
were a
did
bad
they not
matchup.
have good perimeter shooting?
They did, but the Lakers have none. I mean, you can't be last in the NBA at 3-point percentage, then go to the bubble and magically KCP and Caruso, and which I hate them all. I mean, I hate them all. And like, I love the Lakers. This is why it's
right. So my first argument is the circumstances are the same, right? So that wouldn't matter if there was no baseline, if there was no like, okay, this one team has a clear advantage because they're receiving things. They're receiving, I guess, assistance in some way, shape, or form. Every team had the same circumstances presented to themselves. Yes, are some teams better than others? Absolutely. But wouldn't you then agree that if you are if your baseline, if all things are consistent, is that not the best way to find out who the best team is?
No, because there's so many factors.
If they're given the same exact resources, the same exact like abilities given to them, then you really find out, okay, what team actually has the best players. Because if they're practicing and they're playing on the same court as somebody else for however long they've been in this bubble, and they're able to elevate their game enough to beat that team in the NBA Finals, they are the better team.
No. You've got guys that are open gym heroes, and and people are able to perform. It's like
you have those people on every team.
But I understand that. But my point of above all else in this environment is that it's more like a scrimmage than the pressure of the NBA Finals. And LeBron has crumbled in pressure situations in the past whenever he's had to feel the actual gravity of his situation. Repeatedly, we've seen him fail on the biggest of stages. And we would have seen that yet again happened had he had to go on the road to Miami for 3 games, if he had to go on the road to Milwaukee, instead of just being able to play open gym with Anthony Davis, who he can just go, oh, here you go, lob central up here. It's ridiculous. He's got 3 titles. He's probably top 15.
Okay. Top 15. Sure, I'll give you that.
He's definitely. Tell me that's a lie. He's definitely top 15.
I will say, you were right. Second is definitely in the top 15.
Ooh.
100% correct.
He'd be about.
And don't even say that he's not second, because you texted me the other night and I've got fucking proof. I've got receipts over here, bro. I've got receipts that you have him second all time.
13 is a pretty fair number to say he's at least top 13.
Hide from it. Now I want to ask you this. So then, are you then somebody that gives Barry Bonds an asterisk too?
Yes.
Are you that kind of person?
Yeah, because he cheated.
Fucking trash.
He cheated. Barry Bonds definitely cheated.
Are you one that would
Barry
keep Barry
Bonds' head
out of the? Are you one that would keep him out of the Hall of Fame?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Uh-huh.
Barry Bonds' head went from a size.
Discount. You cannot. Okay, we're not talking Barry Bonds' head.
Growth.
He
was just
He was definitely roiding up. Okay, I'm not saying that he's
taking
cheat,
growth too, Ryan. He grew like a sequoia oak.
I'm saying that he still deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
It's not like fucking everybody else in fucking baseball wasn't juicing too. You want to sit here and tell me that nobody else was juicing?
Just let them all juice. I hope.
I'm 100. I will watch fucking baseball if you let them all juice. I swear to God.
Let the pitchers throw 160 mile an hour fastballs, and after 5 pitches, their arms just detach.
100%. And just the batters are just blasting them miles.
Give them aluminum bats too. What's up with these wood bats? Give them aluminum bats.
Yeah. Just and just. Oh,
yoke.
Man. Or cork the wooden ones. One of the two.
Cork them. Pine tar is not only legal, it's encouraged.
Yes. Like, let's just go hard on it, because that would be the most entertaining thing to me for baseball. However, back to the original point. I don't think you can discount this for LeBron, because again, he was given the same circumstances as everyone else. He came out and he took care of his business and won his championship. It's not an asterisk if everybody is given the same abilities to do the same thing and they just can't do it. They can't hack it. He's won his 4th. He's going to win his 5th. He's going to win his 6th. He'll go out 6-6 in NBA Finals, and the conversation will start.
Yep. I guess 40% of winning 40% of the titles that you've been in. That's pretty good. I guess that's what legends get. Remember, I'm pretty sure Kobe was 5 of 7. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he went to 7 though. He didn't go to 10. If he went to 10, maybe he loses the next 3.
Nah,
can you say that without a shadow of a doubt?
He'd still be better at percentage.
If you put Kobe on some of the teams that LeBron has had taken to the finals, would he win?
If you gave Kobe, prime Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh,
if you've got Della Vadova as your number 2, do you go to the finals with Kobe?
In that East, yeah, probably. Yeah.
You're fucking high.
You give Kobe,
fucking high.
Kobe, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is better than Pau Gasol ever hoped to be.
Okay, I didn't say he was.
I'm just saying. Oh, LeBron. Oh, I got Anthony Davis.
Shaq is better than Anthony Davis ever would be too. Shaq is the better player. That is a better second player, and he wasn't even a second player.
Probably.
He was a first player.
Continue.
Than LeBron has ever fucking had.
Shaq's one of the best players of all time. That was
Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is a better second player than anyone LeBron has ever had. Scottie Pippen's better than Dwayne Wade. Than the Dwayne Wade that LeBron got.
That was prime Dwayne Wade.
That was not.
Yes,
Get
it
the
was.
fuck out of here.
That was definitely prime
He
Dwayne
left
Wade.
because Dwayne Wade was very clearly old as shit when he left. He was done when he left. That's why he left.
Dwayne Wade was old as shit.
You can't tell me that the 3 years prior, he was in his prime. He was in his prime when Shaq was there.
They came in the league the same year, and I know Dwayne went to college, but wasn't old as shit.
But he's not LeBron. LeBron is a freak of nature.
Oh.
LeBron playing this well in his
Dwayne Wade
at
sucks.
37.
Dwayne Wade right now should be picking up groceries.
Is Dwayne Wade retired?
Yeah,
he's retired.
Yeah, he's retired.
Why is he retired then if he's so good?
He played 3 years of college basketball beforehand. So apparently, that's Dwayne Wade's done.
So is he not 3 years older then?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he is old. You said they came in in the same year.
I'm
so
saying
he
that no. I'm saying that whenever they were on the same team in Miami, Dwayne Wade was not old. This was those Heat teams.
He was not in his prime though.
Yes,
Don't tell me that he was in his prime.
Absolutely
no,
was. Dwayne Wade was a top 5 player in the league.
Tail end of his prime.
Dwayne Wade was a top 5 player in the league whenever they were on the same team. Then Chris Bosh got treated like the adopted middle child during that entire phase. No, Chris Bosh was so underappreciated for the rebounds and the work that he did. Kevin Love was the same thing too. They just took a dump on the third option.
That's because Kevin Love doesn't have a fucking spine, dude.
Bottom line, LeBron definitely top 15. Definitely.
No asterisk. LeBron's winning 4. You're just going to be upset when he wins 6 and proves me right.
We'll see about that. That's all I got.
Well, I think it's time for another break. So let's go ahead and do that.
I won.
You did not win. Your friends are going to tell you again that I won because just like they did last week.
Everybody gets lucky every once in a while. I get it.
Yeah. Well, my Rystrodamus picks.
I want to get to those.
But we'll get to that.
We'll
get to all that. Let's take a break here. We will be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to 85 Yards.
Welcome.
With your hosts, Boobs and Booty. Making you feel nice.
Speaking of soul time tunes, the 60s.
Yeah, I feel like a fucking radio DJ on like a jazz station at like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna play a little bit of Earth, Wind, and Fire here.
Sure. Haley's gonna listen to this and be like, okay. Does Jayden know what jazz is? Anyways.
Don't listen to anything I say ever.
Right.
All right, give those season-long stats. You're beating me. You're beating me.
Rystrodamus, baby. So last week, I went 4-2 on my picks. Unfortunately, went 0-2 in my head-to-heads with Jay Booty, but that's fine.
Boom! Don't come at the king.
Still have a winning record in head-to-heads, being 3-2, and my season-long record 9-5-1. So my picks for this week are as follows.
Let's hear them.
I have the Falcons plus 3.5 at the Vikings. Look, something's got to give for the Falcons. 0-5. I said it last week. Matt Ryan, most overrated quarterback in football. Still stand by that. But the Vikings defense is not what it once was. Vikings defense is not very good. And I think the Falcons will be able to put up a decent number of points on them, especially if they end up getting back Calvin Ridley, end up getting back Julio. They've got their full complement of weapons. I like the Falcons here, mostly because I just think something has to give. They've got to put something together in a way to make it work. Bears plus 2.5 at the Panthers. Bears are, I think, the most underrated 4-1 team. I think everybody looks at them and says, like, the fucking Bears aren't any good, and yet they keep winning. And they keep being doubted against teams like the Panthers, who are overperforming without their stud Christian McCaffrey. And so I think the Bears are still able to get it done. I think it's a close game, one way or the other. But I think the Bears, with that defense, will be able to keep it a low-scoring game and keep themselves ahead of the spread there. Jags plus 3.5 versus Detroit. I know you love Detroit. You love your boys.
My team.
That's not your team, but that's your
my team this
comeback
year.
Player.
Better
Right.
Better do work. I'm gonna be pissed.
I think the Jags, like, being at home in this game is a big thing for me. Again, they've not performed too terribly well the last couple games. You know, was DJ Chark back last game?
Yes, first game.
It was. Okay. Having another game back under him with Gardner Minshew.
Minshew.
I think, I don't know, I just feel good about them in this spot. I feel like they at least keep it to 3, if not win outright. And then I'm riding the wave. I'm riding the fucking wave. I didn't want to. I'm worried about this one. This is probably the one that I'm most worried about. But I'm going to ride it because, you know what? They proved me wrong once, and because I didn't roll with them, and I regretted it ever since. Browns plus 3.5 at the Steelers.
And those are your picks, right?
Those are my picks.
So we're going to have I made it just up right now. We're going to have a head-to-head. I'll take the other side. I want the Steelers. I'm picking you off when you're weak.
Picking the fucking easy one, you asshole.
Picking you off when you're weak.
I can't wait to come on here next week.
Ooh.
If the Browns win that fucking game.
3.5, right?
3.5.
Okay. So you get disagreement there with me. You get agreement. So the Nyestrodamus, I'm definitely taking the Bears plus 2.5 against Carolina. That's one that jumped out to me immediately. Carolina is definitely overperforming. I like Bridgewater, but I also think that the Bears they get up for teams that are supposed to be pretty good. And, if they were playing the Giants or the Jets, I'd be kind of concerned about the number. But, I think they're going to get up and be excited to play, to play. Like cut out my screen cut out for a second. Be excited to play against the Bears there. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to take the Bengals plus 7.5 against the Colts. I don't really want to take it, but I feel like Indy's going to kind of come back to earth a little bit. This was not one of the top 10 teams in the NFL. It's still Phillip Rivers, sidearm gunslinger Phillip Rivers. It's still they're the number one defense in football is where the Colts were ranked before last week. Like, does anybody really think that? No. I'm going to roll with the Redskins plus 3 against the Giants. I think it's a big letdown spot for the Giants. That was an emotional game against Dak Prescott. They obviously had their chances to win that game, should have won that game and didn't. I think they're going to come home and lay an egg against the Skins. And then obviously the other pick that I'll be taking next week. I like the Eagles plus 7.5 against the Ravens. I'm going to keep saying it like a broken record. I'm not a believer in the Ravens. They're going to get really expensive to play because everybody's going to want to bet Lamar Jackson. So give me the Eagles plus 7.5 at home. And then obviously I got the Steelers minus 3.5, baby. I like these head-to-heads.
You know what? I'm going to take those head-to-head Eagles Ravens.
Oh, so you're going to take the Ravens.
Take the Ravens -7.5. Yep.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Couple of head-to-heads. I like it.
Just the way I like it. Couple of head-to-heads. Just I got to get that record back up, baby.
Yeah, I like it. I like a couple head-to-heads. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I know you like wrangling cocks and head-to-heads.
Oh man! All right, take us home.
Oh, check out all of our episodes. This is episode 8 for 85 yards. Been doing this a short period of time, but we love feedback. We love hearing what you guys want us to talk about. We love hearing what you guys want from us to make it more entertaining. Like that's what we live for this. So be sure to like, subscribe, not like. Hey, if you don't like us, don't tell us.
Yeah, right.
Look at me. Just tell us.
Just tell us. Just say it.
Look at me.
Look, we ain't like you at all.
Yeah. Don't listen. I'm just kidding. Listen, but don't like us. Just tell us.
Right.
Leave us a review, star rating. Like I said, download, subscribe. Anything you can and will do for the podcast definitely helps us out and creates better content for us to provide to you. So be sure to check us out wherever you listen to podcasts by searching 85 Yards. This has been 85 Yards with your hosts, Ryan Boobs McClincy and
Chayton Che Booty Nye.
We will talk shortly, brother. But I love you.
Love you too, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.